Hello friends, I am Rudraksh Sharma and welcome to my channel JMB Rudraksh Science Classes. So friends, in today's video I am going to discuss the most important chapter of SST, which is Women and Reform, and today I am going to discuss the topic status of women in medieval period. So let's start. So I am going to discuss status of women. So women were given subordinate status as compared to whom? As compared to the men. So as compared to the men, they were given the subordinate status. And second is that they were also denied the education. They were denied education, and because of they were denied education, there was no work for them to do, and also they were not allowed to go out of the house, so they were not able to earn, and not able to earn, they were depended on. So because of these reasons, they were depended on their relative men. So these were the conditions which were faced by the women in the medieval period. So in the 19th century, women were divided into two castes. Women divided into two castes. So the two castes were the upper caste, and second one was the lower caste. So the upper caste were not allowed to go outside, and they had to do all the household chores. So not allowed to go outside, and also they have to do the household chores, whereas low caste women, they had some relaxation to go out and earn money for them. So basically in that time there were two religions. One was the Hindu and Muslims. So these castes followed the Parda system. So the Parda system was followed by these castes, and these castes were also not allowed their women, or the women of these castes were denied education. So next comes the child marriage. So what is the child marriage? So the women or the girls, they were married at the age of 8 to 10 years. As they were very young, they were not able, or they did not have the capability to become a mother, and they had to be a mother, or they had to become a mother. So this caused many maternal deaths, which was that the many women under the age of 15, when they became mothers, they died because they were not mentally ready for this change in their life. And the women that were married at the age of 8 to 10 years, whereas the men were very older as compared to the women, very older as compared to women. So why there was a huge age difference between them? What was the reason for the huge age difference between men and the women? As the parents of the women or the parents of the girl girl, in that time it is said that if you marry your girl with the person who is very older as compared to her, the dowry or the price of the dowry matlab dahej, dowry would be very low. So that's why the parents, they did not hesitated to marry their girls with the men which were much older to them, that girls. For example, like there is a girl of 10 years and she is married to a man of 70 years, because there was a huge gap difference. So the man died, like after like 20 years the man died, in 90 years he died. So because he died, it led to the widow or the widowed of the women, and the women became widowed. So they became widowed, and there were many restrictions to the widows. Some restrictions were that they were not allowed to live in the family. They have to live out of the house. They have to live out of the house. They were given one meal a day, one meal like boiled vegetables, not spicy food, boiled vegetables. And they have to shun off their hairs, and they have to wear the white clothes. They have to wear the white clothes. And they were also said to do a lot of work of the house. Lots of work for the house. Like they have to live like a maid in the house, and they were only given one day a meal. And living in this kind of situation is very difficult for the women which are between the ages of 10 to 15. So this is the reason why many informers came in front, and they wanted that the widow or the widowship or the widowed women were allowed to remarry. So first they were not allowed to remarry, but when they became widowed, the widowed women were not allowed to remarry, and they did not remarry. So that's why they had to live like a maid in their house. So many reformers came in front and wanted for the abolition of the widow remarriage. Like not the abolition of the widow remarriage, the widow जो चलाया गया था. Many reformers came in front and they wanted that this widow should be abolished from their society. So next are the men's. So next come the men's. So the men's were allowed to marry as much time as they want. Men's were allowed to marry as much times as they wanted. But the women, those who were widowed, they were not allowed to remarry, and the men's, this led to the polygamy. So I said the term polygamy. So what is the meaning of the polygamy? The word polygamy means having more than one wife at the same time. So as we know that in the earlier times the kings they had more than one wives, and in some, so in the earlier times, as I told you, that the kings they had more than one wives, and in some cases they have more than 100 wives also. So in some cases they had more than 100 wives also, and the most important practice and the most popular practice in the Hindu community was the sati. So I told the word sati. So what is the meaning of the sati? So the word sati means that if a woman's husband has died, she would be immolated immolated on the funeral pyre of his husband. So this means that if a woman's husband has died, she also had to die by sitting on the funeral pyre of his husband. And the sati made the conditions of the woman very miserable. The status of the woman's condition was very miserable. Many people in the earlier times say that if a woman has committed sati, she would gain a place in the heaven. So by committing sati, she would get a place in the heaven. Heaven means Swarg, and all the coming 7 generations would also get a place in the heaven. So the coming 7 generations will also get a place in heaven. So our next topics are education and the public life. As I told you, the women, they were not allowed to get education, and they were denied education. There were some reasons. The reasons were that they will neglect. So they will neglect their household duties, and also by getting educated, this will not make them a proper mother or a proper wife. So why they were denied education? As there was 2 reasons behind this. The main 2 reasons was that first of all, they will deny or they will not do their household duties. They will deny their household duties. And second is that after getting educated, they would not be able to play a proper role as a mother, not a proper role as a mother, and not a proper role as a wife. So these were the reasons why education was denied to the women. And next is that the public life. So the women, they were not allowed to enter in the public life. So the women, they were not allowed to enter in public life, or they had no role in the public life. They had no role in the public life. They had no role in the public life. They were not allowed to participate in the politics. And had no relations in the public, or they were not allowed to do anything in the public life. Otherwise, they were not allowed to do anything in the public life. The main motto or the main work of the women were only doing the household work, and they were denied of the politics. So this is the explanation on the topic status of women in the medieval period. I hope you liked my video. Please like, share and subscribe my channel, and also press the bell icon to get notifications of my future video. Thank you.